What's going on, y'all? This is BeaJjai. Welcome back to my channel. Before the video even start, make sure you drop a like, please comment and subscribe. It is so nice to see you guys again. Happy New Year. I know I've been going off this channel for a minute, but I am back so I can give you guys some content. Finally. I know. Don't beat me up. So pretty much I just want to jump into it. If you are first being on this channel, I am BeaJjai, and I am one of the owners of BeaJjai Photography. We are a photography company in Detroit, Michigan. We shoot maternity shoots, weddings, birthdays, family photos. We did events. We do everything. We literally a one-stop shop. And on today's video, I just want to talk about my experience with cameras and something that I really need to show you guys. I really need to tell you guys about these cameras. So make sure y'all stay tuned on this video. Like I said, please drop a like, and for more videos to help me keep going, please turn on your bell notifications, and that way you will be notified when I drop new videos. So stay tuned for my experience. All right, so we're just going to discuss my experience. Now, I've been a photographer for about 4, maybe 5, 6 years. I don't really know how long, but it's been around that number. And I've been shooting with the same camera since 2014. Now, I got this camera from ProCam. If you are familiar with them, they have a lot of different stores. I think mostly like Midwest stores, and it's a cool store to have literally everything. I know if you was to go to like New York, they got like B&H, but here I think it's like Detroit area, Chicago, maybe Ohio, and a few other places, and they have ProCam. So I'm going to talk about the 2 cameras that I own and my experience having a crop sensor camera and having a full frame camera. Now I'm not going to get all into the specs, into the nerdy and all that type of thing, all those type of things with it. I'm just going to tell you my experience and why I'm so happy that I was able to get a full frame camera. Now, if you can afford it, that's great. You can just go out and grab you one. But if you can't, you can always find different ways and different equipment to make sure that your photos continue to get better. So with that being said, this is the first camera that I have ever bought. This is my Rebel T5, and pretty much if you're a beginner, this camera is for you, because the cool thing about this camera is it shows you exactly what the functions are. It gives you like a little definition of what it is and how to use it, and it's very helpful. Now, when I got this camera, this camera was listed for $425, $400 and $500 mark when I got it, when it first really came out. And the camera does a lot. It's a crop sensor camera, and it do come with this 18 by 55 millimeter lens. This inside of that, this is a nice body. It's still nice. And this camera has literally made my business, a lot of money. Like, we made a lot of money with this, and it's just been awesome. And I really appreciate this camera, because it took me from being a 0 to a hero. So this camera is still awesome. And if you're just starting out, I suggest that you get one of these, because this one helps you shoot, it helps you learn, and step by step. But most people say you should start with a full frame, but I just feel like whatever you're comfortable with, that's what you should start with, or whatever is in your budget. That's number one. Okay, now a lot of people, when they start getting into cameras or whatever and different things, they tend to, you know, make sure that they check out like the specs of the camera, and they check out like all of the cool things that go with it. Of course, you're gonna have pros and you're gonna have cons. Now this one, it has pros and it has a lot of cons, but like I said, this is a start-off camera. So if you have this as your first camera, it's going to really teach you a lot, and it's going to really show you a lot. It's going to show you a lot, and it's going to show you everything that you pretty much need to know. Because when I got this camera, I wasn't really good at shooting. You know, I had a few pictures and I didn't popped up with it. I thought they was really cold and shit like that, but they was really trash. And you know, the more and more that I started watching videos on YouTube, watching some of my favorite photographers or whatever, and just being around and soaking up that different not energy, the different type of information, so I can be able to be a better photographer. So like I said, this was my startup one. This one showed me how to be a better photographer. It helped me throughout the way. We have literally done everything with just this one camera. We did weddings, we did baby showers, all type of events. I done been to runways with this camera. I literally done everything with this camera and this lens. Now this lens I hate it, and I understand why people hate it. I'll probably make a video on why I hate it and why it sucks and all that shit later, but I hate this lens. But it worked. It helped. It worked in the studio. It helped me do everything. But it's a lot of cons with this camera. I don't know if I'm going to get into all that, but I'm just saying from my experience, the camera is great, but then at the same time, not so great. It doesn't have autofocus, and pretty much I feel like when you getting a new camera or whatever and you just starting out with photography, I feel like autofocus is definitely important to it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But with this one, I feel like this one taught me how to literally do everything manually. Like physically, I had to, you know, turn the wheel or take it off, you know, the autofocus, so I can be able to turn the wheel to focus with certain things, because it doesn't focus by itself. So you have to pretty much do everything with this camera. This is a do everything camera. And I don't know if that's like a deal breaker for you guys, but for me, when I was just starting out, I didn't really know. I was like, the camera has interval change of lenses. For me, coming from with a point and shoot camera, I used to have a Nikon point and shoot. So for me, I was like, this is a total upgrade. But for you, if you know a little bit more about cameras when you're first starting out, I wouldn't get this. But if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, you want something that can be able to teach you how to do a few things, this is the camera to get. So just by turning on this camera, just by turning on this camera, these are the different functions. I hope y'all guys can see it. And I always shoot with manual. So I've been shooting with manual since I started. And most people shoot with automatic, but I feel like with manual you have more how do I say this? You have more control. You have more control with the camera, but that's only if you know how to shoot it. Now with auto, it just helps you white balance, and the camera just works as a computer and do everything for you. So having this camera for as long as I did, all the way up into 2021, you know, I felt like, dang, like, you know, I can do a lot, I can do everything, but I still was, you know, lacking in a lot of areas because the camera really doesn't do much. So, and I only have one. So when you only have one camera, it's not a lot of things that you can do, and especially one camera that didn't do everything. Like, it might look like, oh yeah, that camera does everything, but if you don't know nothing about it, you're going to say that. But if you know things about it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I got a camera, I'm grateful, but it really doesn't do everything that I want it to do. So bumping up from this camera was really like a breath of fresh air. Now this one is not the newest camera, but like I said, it's new to me. It's new to me, and the function is better, the quality is better, everything is better. And this is a 5D Mark II, and I actually got this from ProCam, what I was saying earlier in the video, and this was in their used camera section. And I feel like when you get in the camera, if you know the different specs on it, and if the camera works fine, buying a used camera is not a problem. It's definitely not a problem, especially if it's in your budget. I did do a whole short like music video and a photo shoot. And the cool thing about this one is I can literally tell the difference. I can tell the difference between a full frame and a crop sensor camera. The videos are so much like, they're so beautiful, and they're so much crispier than the other camera that I have, because the sensor is bigger. The sensor is bigger, and if you're a photographer and you getting knowledge, and you knowledgeable about it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this camera doesn't autofocus, but still, I didn't feel like that was like a deal breaker to me. I felt like I can work with it still. Like, the only thing I didn't like about this was the fact that the screen was just a little bit like, bluish or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, the screen might be bluish, but it still works, and I'm able to do everything that I need to do with it. So it literally has been awesome for me. And I'm just gonna tell y'all, like, if you thinking about getting an older camera, if you thinking about getting a newer camera, it's really all about your budget and what you're trying to do with it. Me, I do a lot of photography. We trying to get into videos, so I need a camera that's gonna be able to handle both, and this does everything. So like I was saying before, the screen is a little bluish, but you're not really supposed to look here. This is not really accurate, but overall, I love this camera. And the last camera, the crop sensor camera that I was just showing you guys, it's cool. It only has 18 megapixels, so if you want to get all into the specs and the nerdy and all that type of stuff, that's what you get with that camera. Is about $400 to $500 for retail price. You probably can get one from Amazon, or if somebody's selling one, or if you go to ProCam, if you live in the Midwest area, you can get one for that price. But this one is great for all the things that it does, and it's it's more functions. They literally took everything and put it in different places, so you gotta be quick with how you use it. But this has been great for me. Like, I really truly love it, and I got pictures and I got videos to prove that this camera is awesome. This one has 21 point something megapixels, but really, I'm into that. I'm into the the specs and all that type of stuff, but really I'm into something that's gonna make sure that my work looks like up to par and not subpar. So really, I hope I ain't really ramble too much. Hopefully I covered everything about my experience with the cameras or whatever. Both of them is great. Both cameras is great. I do like shooting with Canon. I do like digital. I'm not into a lot of other things as of yet, but still, I'm still learning just like the next person. I just happen to have people along the way to help me and whatever, and work with me, so I can be able to make sure that my photography and my videos is dope. If you're a beginner and you need help picking a camera, what I recommend is, I would recommend this if you're ready for that type of stuff. But if you want something that's better, I would get a better one. I would probably get like a Rebel T8, T8i, whatever, if you can afford it though. See, it's all about your budget. It's not really about mine, it's about yours. So whatever you can afford, you can get it. Because if I can really like afford all the shit that I want, of course I would have just got the shit. Not that one. I would have got the actual camera that I wanted to, with all the fixings and all the jazz. But with this one, I can afford this one. I got this in the used section, and it was awesome, you know, for a second camera, and it does a lot more. The videos are a lot more crispy than the other one. So for me, it was just like, I'll take it. I'll take it. So I hope this video helped you a little bit, you know, so you can try to decide. My whole thing is, if you starting off with a crop sensor camera and then you go into full frame, literally it's going to be a big jump, like. But if you starting off with one of these, you know, it's going to be a breeze. You just got to make sure that you study your camera, learn your camera, know the different functions, learn what it's capable of. And a lot of people don't like to read stuff, but read your manuals, people. Read your manuals. Like, I literally read my manual on this. I got different books on it. I got a whole book that breaks down aperture, shutter speed, all that type of stuff. So I'll probably drop that in the description below. But if you're looking to get a good camera, and for the things that you do, if you're a beginner, if you're intermediate, or if you're a pro, I would, you know, of course, if you're a pro, you're going to have one of these guys, you know, the full frame. But if you're just starting out and you don't really know a lot about different functions and stuff like that, and if it's in your budget, you can either get full frame or crop sensor. I would prefer you get one of these because you can do a little more. You just have to teach yourself. So, and YouTube is a great teacher, and I can be on here and I'll help you guys learn some different things too. So I really appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, I hope I gave you a lot of different information on my experience with the cameras. I say full frame all the way, but I do have this one. I'm going to keep this one because this is my baby and she worked. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what kind of videos y'all want to see. I'm gonna take you guys around. We're gonna be more active. I'm not really a social person like that, but I'm trying to you know, get out of my comfort zone and talk to you guys more. So if you want to see my little desks and stuff, you want to see what's in my camera bag, you want to go to the building with us and see what we do with our photo shoots, just put it down in the comments and I'm gonna try to come up with some videos for y'all. So I really appreciate you guys again. Thanks for watching. Like, hit that bell button so you will know when I post. Yes, so you can know when I post. So I'll see you guys next video. Peace out. Bye.